Good day, all. So, imagine a situation where all sentences written in Hausa translate perfectly well, regardless of context to English, which is not what happens at the moment. That was all we wanted to do with the Cohere multilingual embedding model when we started brainstorming with our teammates on this project. However, due to the fact that we still need to hone our skills further, we decided to settle on a solution that is a bit close to what we intended initially in the first place, which is looking at how to use the Cohere multilingual embedding model to pair languages, to pair sentences up from Hausa to English, since most of the members of my group are Hausa speaking. So the idea is to supply two files, text source and target files. The source file contains the languages, in our case here in Hausa, and then the sentences in Hausa. The target file contains the sentences in English. So on this repo, we have scripts file where we have functions to implement the embedding. It's just a few functions that we use to implement using the Cohere embedding model. And then we also attach a script for using laser, and laser is for comparison to see how well it also do. And then the we have a notebook which can be used to test out the implementation, because the way of testing out in our case is using the notebook. And then if you want to use the repository, you could also supply your own source and target files and get the result. So I have a notebook that I will use to demonstrate the implementation. However, the to test out this, you will need to a Cohere account. You need a Cohere account and a Google account. So to run Collab notebooks, you will need a Google account, and then the Cohere account is needed because you need to supply your API key before you can run the model and see how well it does. So please get your Cohere and Google account, and then you can run it. And this is the notebook. So it's already run. I have the file here. So here we have the, to save time, I've already run the thing, but it's okay. You mount your drive and then you clone the repository. So if you forked your repository, you could also clone your repository, that's your own repository, and then you change the directory to your file and then install Cohere. So after you install Cohere, you run this cell to do that, but make sure you change the API key before it runs. It won't run if you leave it like this. You have to put the API key, and then you get the output. For lesser embeddings too, we have cells where you can download that and run them. So here we can quickly look at the results. So for the Cohere model, you can find it here. Cohere parallel language sentence alignment, you find it in your drive. And then under the Cohere folders, you see the translations, Cohere and laser translation. So the Cohere translations are here. And for those that understand Hausa, the Cohere model did so well. Almost all the translations are accurate on this small data set I supplied. And then for the laser model, unfortunately, it's not that accurate, but you can test that out. And then we tried to test the model to evaluate it using the Flores dataset, and we have code there on different cells to ensure that you have the dataset to evaluate and see the results for yourself. So if you run the file, you also get the output here in this Flores folder, Cohere translations and laser translations. You can check them out, and then the F1 score. So we use scikit-learn library to calculate the F1 score to see how well it did. And the Cohere model did so well, 0.9496, and the laser model not so well. And then that's the this thing. So the implementation is quite accurate, and it has so many use cases, and we are looking at language learning apps and things like that, because the idea is actually so well, and we are really grateful to that session with Louis where he explained what embeddings, because that's kind of what made us zero in on this. So thank you so much for listening, and this is what I have for the overview of our project. Thank you.